Okay guys, so in this video we're going to set up another communal enclosure. It's going to be in the custom aquarium enclosure you can just see there, and we've got some nice cork bark to go in there, as well as these guys here. So we've got the cave crickets and the green cockroaches that we saw in the previous video, as well as the millipedes that I brought a couple of weeks ago. They're going to get a nice upgrade. So the first thing we need to do is make some substrate, and here we've got some cocoa fibre and some peat moss. You can see that the cocoa fibre is a lot lighter in colour and is very damp, and the peat moss is very dark but also very dry. So by mixing them together we should get a substrate that looks quite uniform and has just about the right amount of moisture in there. Okay, so the substrate's pretty much the ideal moisture content, and the way you can tell that is when you grab a handful and squeeze it, no water runs out, but it does hold its shape and it crumbles up nicely. So yeah, let's get some of this into the enclosure. So I've put a base layer of substrate in the enclosure, but we are going to need to add some other things as well, because the millipedes will need some decayed wood to feed on. So we've got those wood chips that I brought from the expo, and we've also got some beetle grub food, which will be ideal for the millipedes as well. So let's mix some of that into the enclosure. So we have got two different grades of the wood chips, some bigger pieces and much finer as well. So those will be eaten first and then those will decay over time. So we're going to put a mixture of both in, make sure they've got plenty of food. So that's the wood chips nicely mixed in, and I'm also going to add this special millipede substrate that I got from Millipedes Zaras, so that would make the substrate even more nutritious. So I'm going to mix that in as well now. And the final thing I'm going to mix in is some of these leaves. So all we've got left to do now is the best part, which is putting all the creatures into the enclosure. So this is one of the Ivory Millipedes. Very cool colours, and hopefully it's going to really enjoy this enclosure I've just made for him. So let's get these guys in there. So it's a smaller enclosure, so all the creatures going into this communal are smaller species. I don't want to leave the leaf behind, so we'll just pop that in with it as well. Oh, that one thinks it's been attacked by a predator. Sure it will settle down in a minute. Next creatures to go in are the cave crickets. You see the very long antennae they've got there. So hopefully these guys aren't going to be too fast and do a runner. Let's see if these guys will just walk out into the enclosure. Yep, there they are. And the last creatures to go in are going to be these green banana cockroaches, which can actually fly. So I need to try and get them in there pretty quickly, because they have decided to make a break for it themselves. So let's just put the container in there and grab the escapees. Okay, so that's all the creatures in there now. You can see the cockroaches busy exploring. I think all the crickets have gone into hiding at the moment, and the millipedes are busy munching on the moss. So yeah, hopefully they'll all get on okay, and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay then, hope you enjoyed watching, and I shall see you again soon.